On the court, ball dribbling, cashing checks. College hoops, beats, pump, breaking necks. GunzPicks in the air, we ain't playing nice. Best rolling, paper stacking straight ice. Double units fired, man, winners only. Player props hitting, no rolling lonely. Bankroll swole, just stacking that cheddar. Breaking ankles daily, no one do it better. Let's keep dancing, 10 shots fired. Cashing best clips, reloaded, never tired. Have ourselves a day, straight up ballin'. Every show lit, you know we all in. Hit the hardwood, buzzers buzz, call it lit. Numbers crunch, strategy so legit.
Welcome, everybody, to the chat in a suddenly not so casual Friday night in September. I should say January. It is college basketball breaking ankles with a little splash of knowledge for college. The Gun and I were bored tonight. We said, hey, let's run a damn show. GunzPicks. What are we doing here?
Yeah, I think I want to answer Sam Calmer's question before I get into my rant. He goes, why I can't super chat? Because I ain't monetized. And the way you monetize me is you like and subscribe to the channel and you join up with the GunzPicks and the Sharky Water Station channel because we are simulcasting right now as we speak. And I am joining here on a late night, not only with myself as I would do this normally show, and Shark goes, hey, can I host this show? You goddamn right, because we need a takeover of the Shark and the Gun. We're going to do this every single Friday night, hopefully, and let's cash some tickets, and let's give out the plays to pay the bills. We went 5-2 on Saturday last week on a little bit of a cold streak on the plays, but I am the man in the weekends, and I can't wait to give the plays out. Let's go, Shark. Give them to him.
We are not waiting around, and we were talking about a lot of stuff, and we're going to have a little bit of a hangout going on here. We know people are sitting here on a Friday night. We know people on the West Coast. It's only 8:41. We know Sammy Calmer's out there on the West Coast. Get it going, brother. And I was saying on a previous show, Europe, it's already tomorrow. We're timeless. It's the Shark and the Gun. We're talking college basketball. We have a huge slate tomorrow. Opening the month, it is February. February is one of, if not the best months to cap college basketball. Full slates, college basketball, rivalries in conference, everything. I'm not going to wait around. I got to be honest. The Gun and I were talking before the show. He has 30 beers on the rack. I have 40. He might have 40 back. We're going to sit here and talk about it. But we're going to talk about a couple games here. He has a hat on. That's a future play. But we have Tennessee in the opener here at 12 o'clock on ESPN against Florida. SEC basketball under 143.5.
Yeah, I love this play here because, granted, we have to look at Tennessee on a revenge angle. However, I think that kind of plays into the total here. And let's talk about Florida versus Tennessee in the Food City Center. This ain't a supermarket, folks. This is an arena here in the basketball of Knoxville, Tennessee. 12 p.m. is going to be the tip-off on that one. And you have a Florida team that is 8-2 on the year, 14-6 ATS. And they're 3-1 straight up on the road. However, they're playing a Tennessee Volunteer team that is 17-4 in the year, 12-8 ATS on the year, and 11-1 straight up at home. And both these teams, when you look at the matchup, my God, they match up very well with one another. You have a Florida offense that is ranked third in offensive efficiency, but you're going against the Tennessee defense that is ranked second in defensive efficiency. And then on the Tennessee side, on the offense, 34th in offensive efficiency, going against a Florida defense that's ranked 16th in defensive efficiency. So what you have is two teams that are very well developed to make a run in the NCAA tournament. And both teams are terrible at shooting threes when you look at their numbers. You have Florida that's ranked 140th, and you have Tennessee that is ranked 185th. And that is why I like the under on this one, because if you can't make threes, you can't make free throws, you ain't getting overs. And then both teams, then you got to look at what these teams have done in their last matchup in January, with Florida dominating that game on January 7th. Tennessee losing by 30 points in that one, 73-43 and Florida was a 3-point favorite in that one. The total was 152. However, Tennessee is favored by 4.5 in this one. And then the total is 142, 143. So it's giving you an indication that changing arenas, you're looking at a low total on this one. And then you got Tennessee coming off back-to-back losses, losing 3 out of the last 4. And their last home loss was a detriment to their record, losing at Kentucky in dramatic fashion with a defense underperforming that one. But look at Tennessee. Situationally here, 4-1 to the under in the last 5 home games, and then you look at Florida, 5-1 to the under in their last 6 games overall, and this is only Florida's 5th road game of the year and the 2nd as a dog. And the last time they were a dog, they lost to Kentucky outright in that situation, and not covering the spread in that one. And the under is hit in the last 3 matches between these two teams, so I think the books are adjusting here, and I think the adjustment is correct. But I think with this Tennessee team playing at home in Knoxville, they're going to want revenge. And the way they get revenge is they stop the scoring on the Florida Gator side, and their offense is strong, not so much on the defensive side. So I think we're going to be looking at a low total here. So give me the under the total here. Florida, Tennessee under 143.5 as the play.
Question for you, Guns. Do you think this Tennessee team this year is better or worse than last year's team?
Better, 100% better, because on the defense, like their defense is like was progressively getting better. And I look back 2 years ago and I see what's happened with the coaching on this one. There are certain situations that they've kind of fell off the map, but I think on the offensive side of the ball, it's been always a strength, even looking at last year. But I think the defense is going to be the one thing that's going to carry them over the top. And then when you're looking at a good team that's going to be progressively good in a tournament, you want good defensive teams. You want a Duke. You want a Tennessee. You want a Houston. That's going to get you to the Sweet 16. Once you get to the Sweet 16, kind of things even out. And then the hot team kind of takes over. So it's kind of really hard to tell where team's going to be like at the end of the day. I want to look towards a February and March, like when they start to play conference tournaments. But I think this Tennessee team, and include this Florida team, let's not sleep on Florida either. I think these are 2 very good teams that can make good runs in the tournament. But I will say this. When's the last time you've seen a good SEC make the tournament? I guess Alabama. Alabama's another team we have to be considering too. So it's going to be a very interesting type of mix here. But for me to make a decision on how these teams are going to do towards tournament time, we're looking at January 31st. We don't know how they're going to finish in February.
I like it. Truthfully, I think about, the coach just being potentially not capable to get over the hump in March. Any thoughts on the coach?
The coach is going to have a factor in a lot of these situations, but I would say defensively, probably one of the best teams he's ever had on the defensive side that I've seen is in terms of statistically. Offensively has always been kind of their strength on the Tennessee side, not their defense, and that's what's been a detriment to them when they get to the tournament. It's a very different story here with this Tennessee team, and don't sleep on this Tennessee team. Remember 2 years ago, this was a team that went into the second round. They played a Duke team, a very good Duke team, beat them, got to the Sweet 16, and just didn't get over the hump on that one. So Tennessee is a team that, yes, eventually it could come to coaching, but I think it's more later that, in the Sweet 16, the Elite 8, we're going to start to figure out who the coach is going to be there. But it's hard to tell. Let's see the matchups on this one. But I really do think this Tennessee team, at the end of the day, in big games, has the ability to win against teams non-conference. So we'll see.
I totally agree. I mean, I was watching, not that I cap this in any professional way, but I was watching the team a couple of years ago. And I will say, under Rick Barnes here, they were literally so athletic. They could defend anybody. They just couldn't score the basketball. And I think that's a really interesting point about contemporary college hoops. It's just the ability to shoot from the perimeter. And you see this college game going this direction where, they don't shoot a ton of threes, but the volatility is gigantic. I mean, you will see score sheets with the three ball that are like, I would say egregious. We're talking like 1 for 21,
Sure.
3 for 25. These kids are chucking shots, and it really is out of line. But
and you're going to see that in tournament time too, because like you're looking at, like you said it best, Tennessee can't shoot the ball outside the arc, neither can Florida. So when I'm capping this specific matchup, I'm capping on the fact that it's going to be an under, because there's two elements that really can kill an under: is 3-point shooting and free throw shooting, and both teams really lack that ability. And I think when it comes to tournament time, you're going to be looking at these two teams and you're going to be thinking like automatically, because I know these teams are going to be like top 5, top 10, like a 1 to 2 seed. This is teams that like people are going to move forward to in a tournament bracket. I would say like pump the brakes a little bit, look at the matchup on key elements, and that would be 3-point shooting and free throw shooting, because I think like if you have teams that they're going against that have an excelled ranking in those two key elements, I think they could be in trouble in those matchups.
I wouldn't agree. And segueing in, we're going to take a cheers to you guys. It is the Shark and the Gun. We have been doing work for you guys for the last 4 years. We love you guys so much. Cheers to us. Guns, I want to give you a shout on the air. Cheers to both of us. It's the top people in the world. When you guys follow us, we love you. We connect with you. It's top energy. Cheers up, fears down.
Salud.
That all being said, going to the next play. When I saw this on Guns' regulatory sheet here, I saw Wake Forest, and I immediately thought Sam Hartman played for Wake Forest. So
what a head of lettuce on that guy, right?
The Gun didn't get his CFB championship after a transfer. He's got to be biased. He's got to be buying the home team, but he's not. 12 o'clock. It is the Gun, Wake Forest money line.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at a good ACC game here at 12 o'clock here. And I wish I could say the name of the stadium, but I think it's LJVM Coliseum now at Winston-Salem. And I don't think you can say that in one word. I think it's just the initials on this one. But when you look at two teams that look identical to one another, you have it here with Pitt at 14-6 straight up, 10-10 ATS, and 3 straight up on the road. But they're going against a Wake Forest Demon Deacons team that is 15-6 straight up, 9-11-1 ATS, but they are 10-1 straight up at home this season. And then you have a Pitt offense that's been their strength all year. That is what has carried them over the hump. They are 21st in offensive efficiency, 51st in field goal percentage, and 15th in free throw percentage, but they are weak on the boards. They're ranked 224th in offensive rebounding this season. And then you got to look at Wake Forest. Very good defensive team this year. Top 25 in most statistical categories. They're 23rd in defensive efficiency, 27th in defending shots, and they're 19th in block shot percentage this year. What the weak point is for Wake Forest is the offensive side of the ball. But you look at Pitt defense, they are ranked below 100th in most defensive statistical categories this season. So I think the offense will find ways to score points. And then you got to look at Wake Forest. They're off back-to-back losses. But in those losses, there were 9 dogs or 9-point dogs or more in those situations. That was to Louisville and Duke. And those were the top two teams in the ACC. The under is also hit in 4 straight games against Wake Forest. Just keep that as a key note in there if you like the under. Prior to those back-to-back losses, Wake Forest was on a 6-game win streak, and they were 5-0-1 in those situational spots. So take those 2 games out, because it's just a matter of playing to the strength of their schedule, playing to bigger teams above their pay grade. Now they're getting back to the development of what this team is. And also look at what Wake Forest has done as a favorite this year, especially a single-digit favorite. 7-0-1 is a single-digit favorite this year, and 4-1 ATS as a single-digit favorite at home. Also, look at Pitt. Pitt has been bad as a dog this year. 1-5 ATS in the last 6 games, including 1-5 ATS in their last 6 games, including that big win versus UNC. So they're playing off this highs of wins there. And then you have Pitt 1-5 ATS on the road this year, 0-4 ATS on the road versus conference opponents. So I think you have a Wake Forest team that coming off back-to-back losses. They're coming off the Louisville loss, a Duke loss, and now they're getting back into pay grade level to teams that they can beat. And now you're going to see this team kind of develop and dominate a team that they're supposed to in this Pittsburgh team that is coming off the highs of highs to beat the Tar Heel team. That is why you don't rank them very high. That is a big win for Pittsburgh. So I think Wake Forest gets it done here. Give me Wake Forest. Money line here, -128 as the play.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout to the chat. Here we got Wine Time in the house. I know he's a red wine aficionado. He's drinking Sauvignon Blanc on this beautiful evening. I got to say, I love white wine. Sammy Comer in the house debating if he likes red or white or beer or whatever. But staying the course of action here, the gun, unwavering, loves the hat. The buy hat is engaged. This is college basketball. It's not Dabo Swinney and the boys. GunzPicks. Clemson tomorrow. Talk to me.
Yeah, I don't think Shark is familiar with the Breakin Ankles show, and this is one of those ones we call my best bet. The bells are ringing like it's a stock exchange, and this is the best bet on the board out of the 4 that I'm going to give you today. It is Clemson versus NC State. It is Lenovo Center here in Raleigh, North Carolina. 1:30 p.m. is the tip-off on this one. You have a Clemson team that is 17-4 in the year, 12-9 ATS, 4-3. But they're playing an NC State that is a cratering down. I'm using shark words on that one with the cratering. 9-11 on the year with a 7-13 ATS record, 9-4 ATS at home. But they're playing a Clemson team that is very strong on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. They're 25th in offensive efficiency, and they're 41st in defensive efficiency. And they're playing a NC State team that is just having a down year after that Final Four run that they had last year. Beat my Duke Blue Devils more than once on that one, but they are 117th in offensive efficiency and 102nd in defensive efficiency. And they're playing a Clemson team that has a big advantage on the boards. If you look at them statistically, Clemson is ranked 74th in offensive rebounds, but they're playing a NC State team that is ranked 330th in defensive rebounds. They don't box out and they don't rebound. They lost their big fat boy there inside the boards, so their numbers went down. And then, of course, Clemson also better on the free throw line. They're 29th in free throw percentage, and compared to NC State, they're ranked 204th in that category. Then you got to look at NC State on a trend side. 2-7 ATS as a dog this year, and 1-4 ATS as a home dog. And then you go look at Clemson has won and covered in their last 3 road games, and they're 3-1 ATS as a road favorite this season. Then you got to look at the revenge angle because Clemson lost to this team in February of last year, and they were a 8-point favorite in that situation, losing outright in that spot. So I think this line is kind of leaning towards the Clemson side, especially on the road, seeing them as a favorite here against an NC State team that, well, quite frankly, is unbackable in this spot. And I'm taking a weak ACC matchup here, but I think this Clemson team is good enough to get it done here on the road. Give me Clemson -5. That's the play.
So we've been sitting here talking about college basketball for not only 20 minutes, we could go on for 2 hours here. And I've already found myself in a situation where Kelly in Vegas becomes a principal aspect to the conversation.
Oh, no.
Tomorrow afternoon, Kelly is on record saying they will beat Iowa State in Iowa.
No, they
Kelly,
won't.
We love you. Guns hosted you. I love you. I love everybody, but that's inexplicit to this point. There's a big time spread here in Iowa tomorrow. Guns, you got the hat on for Clemson. Fuck Clemson. Let's buy the goddamn Iowa State Cyclones. For Marcus Pfizer, for all the dogs.
Let's go. Let's talk about this game, but I want to make sure that I talk about another play. So I'm going to give you a fifth play here. I'm not going to give you a breakdown or anything, if anything. This is just predicated on the fact that you have a ranked opponent. A ranked away dog going against an unranked home favorite, and Baylor is a play tomorrow. Just take it automatically. That is the only cap I have on that one. I'm going to be on Baylor tomorrow. That is no question. Wine Time said it. Sam Culver said it. If you have those two guys saying it, you know it's going to be money tomorrow, and you need to bang maybe more than one unit. Maybe you have to bang 2-unit bangers like the song says. But let's talk about Kansas State versus Iowa State here in Hilton Coliseum in Ames, Iowa. 2 p.m. is the tip-off on this one. And you have a Kansas State team that, well, not playing well this year. 9-11 straight up, 10-10 ATS, 0-6 on the road this season. You're going against an Iowa State team that is playing their best ball right now at 17-3 on the year, 12-8 ATS, and 11-0 at home this season. Statistically, there is nothing wrong with the Cyclones this year. They're 6th in defensive efficiency, 13th in offensive efficiency, and they're going against a Kansas State team that is 84th in offensive efficiency, 90th in defensive efficiency, and Kansas State is terrible banging the boards. On the defensive side of the ball, they're ranked 290th in defensive rebounding. So Iowa State is going to be second chance opportunities. Doesn't matter how bad they shoot in this game. Then you got to look at the situation for the Cyclones here, numerically and total wise. 4-0 ATS, double-digit favorite when they are under 20 points. 4-0 ATS versus conference opponents at home. 7-2 ATS versus conference opponents this season overall, and 3-0 ATS is double-digit favorite at home. So when the number is above a single-digit favorite for Iowa State, it gives you a complete reason to take Iowa State because they are going to dominate that game. Not to mention, Iowa State is coming off a loss versus Arizona on the road as a 2.5-point dog, right? You don't think this team, as good as they are, I'm talking about a 17-3 team, is going to come out and their coach is going to manhandle that team. The practice is going to be hard. They're going to take it out on their team. So they come into this game, they're going to dominate here. And this is the highest spread, by the way, for Kansas State as a dog this season. It doesn't matter the ranking of the teams they played. They think Iowa State is the best team that they've played all season. That is what the books are trying to tell you here. And then I just think that Kansas State is just in a bad spot. They are the crash test dummy against a Mack truck here in Iowa State, and I think it's going to get done here. And I got -15 on the line, found that one, and I'm going to take it here all day long. I think Iowa State here dominates against Kansas State, unfortunately. So sorry, Kelly in Vegas. If you're going to be taking Kansas State on the money line, you're going to get a lot of hurt on Twitter come Saturday. So Iowa State -15 as a play.
Yeah, and it's one of those things which it continues to be a conversation. Why is the line so high? It's not a value dog line. It's a blowout line. I mean, we're not sitting here. Guns did not go to Iowa State. I didn't go to K-State. Kelly went to K-State. I went to Dartmouth. Guns went to Maine. We're all dogs in this building. Wine Time went to Berkeley, I believe, with Aaron Rodgers. Sammy Culmer went to Canadian U with a bunch of random wild dogs. We're all here on a subtly not so casual evening. But Guns, now that we're capped on this card, we're not going to cap the show just yet. You and I said this before the show. We want to have a beer with the guys. Guns.
Yeah, let's go.
Can you tell people what you love to drink?
Miller lattes is kind of what I'm going with this. Like if I'm getting sophisticated, I'm gonna go high-end whiskey. I'm not gonna go more towards the beer anymore. Like I've kind of graduated from the IPAs and stuff like that. The reason why is because I can't recover. I'm in my 40s now, kid. I can't do it anymore. My liver is telling me.
How do you call 40-year-old guys themselves kids? Who's kids? We're all kids, right? We're all kids.
Listen, I'm from New England. This we call 50-year-olds kids at this point.
If you're a kid, it's a flattering point, right?
Yeah, it is an interminative deep. It's equivalent to what 20-somethings call their friends bro or bruh. Is it bruh now? I don't even know what it is right now. But like my friends are my kids, and that's just how it is. But yeah, I can't get like the IPAs are maybe one or two now. Like, and I'm going to domestics very quickly, or I'm just going to the high end whiskey level now. The brown water.
I got one IPA. Guns and I are going to segue out from college basketball to a little chat. Guns and I have been doing this for years.
Let's talk some ball.
We've been chilling for the last 5 years. This is my favorite beer for you guys. High, a nice beverage. Cheers up, fears down. And for those of you guys in the chat, we want to talk to you guys. I think the chat might be shut off to people who are just arbitrary people, and I hate to call them the people like that, but it seems like we have our guys in the chat, but where are the randoms? Is there no randoms? Have we not expanded? And
yeah, we're up late, but like I'm gonna be on the show tomorrow on Pub Sports tomorrow with Wine Time to talk college basketball, and we will be talking about that specific game with Kansas State and Iowa State, and I can't wait to break that down with my man with a full alignment, because we've actually absolutely killed college football. We're gonna kill college basketball all the way through March Madness. So
no, and like honestly, like Guns, like yeah, as we jump, like we can sit here for the next 20 minutes. I don't think I have anything to do. Do you?
I'm available. What am I doing?
So I'm saying, like, I know we got our guys Sammy in the house. We got Wine Time in the house. Let's go into some fucking shit. Yeah. And like, let me make a comment here. I was talking to Guns before this, and he and I were saying we hadn't done work in like, a couple weeks, and we were saying like, is this work or is this real? Is this life? No. And it's a great thing. And I will say this to the guys in the chat and people watching. We got 241 people on X, a bunch of people hanging the fuck out with us. We love you. But here's the thing. The Gun and I come from the woods. We come from an avenue where there was no media. Nobody was telling us we had anything. And
Shark, I want to cut you off. Let's constrict this show so I can do the clips. Let's create another link for the people. So if you guys are watching right now, we're gonna do like just a come hang link right now. So like and subscribe to the GunzPicks channel, like and subscribe to the Shark Organization channel. I'm gonna create a new link for the come hang link.
We'll start a new show.
We're gonna start another show, just a simulcast, come hang type of mentality. If you guys want to come hang, talk to us. That is going to be what the show is. But I want to make sure I close out the Breaking Ankle show. Shout out to everybody that's joined us in the chat. Let's cash some tickets on that beautiful Saturday. Let's dominate the board. And as always, let's keep dancing. Bang!
Daily, no one do it better. Let's keep dancing. Cannon shots fired. Cashing best clips reloaded, never tired. Have ourselves a day, straight up ballin'. Every show lit. We all in. Hit the hardwood, buzzers buzz, call it lit. Numbers crunch, strategy so legit. Breaking down.